You need a basic skirt pattern for this tutorial. So if you haven't seen my previous video on how to draft a basic skirt pattern, the link will be on this video and on the description box. The front and back of the skirt will be cut on fold, and this is a mini version of the basic pattern I created just so you get a closer view of what I will be doing. And I added a dart on the front pattern. Now to add a dart on your front pattern is just the same way you added dart on the back pattern, which is quarter of your waist measurement plus 1 inch. Quarter of my waist measurement is 7.5 inches plus 1 inch is 8.5 inches, and that's what I have on my waistline, and I drew the dart on the midpoint of the line. Now for the skirt, you could either add a zip at the side or use an elastic band on the waist. I went with the elastic band method. So if you're going for the elastic band method, you need to extend the hip measurement to the waist on both the front and back, so the skirt would pass through your hip. Okay, so once that is done, I'll cut out the pattern and then do the slash and spread method to get the nice flare and the drape you could see on the picture on the side. To get the flare on the skirt, I would draw a vertical line parallel to the dart line on both the front and back, slash the line open, close the darts, and you see the pattern open up, and I'll place another paper underneath the slash line. Tape that together and I'll repeat the same thing on the back pattern. To add more flare on the skirt, I'll place another paper in between the front and back side seam, extend out from the hem line 2 inches on both the front and back, and then connect the 2 inches point back to the waistline, and also go up 1 inch on the hem line and reconnect it back to the pattern using a French curve. And here I have my patterns ready to be cut on fabric. Now for fabric, you could use any lightweight fabric that you know will drape really well. So I am using this lightweight satin in off-white. Off-white is a really cool color, you could never go wrong with it. So when we talk about cutting on fabric, the rule number 1 is to press your fabric before you cut if you want to have a clean finishing. And what we normally do when the pattern says cut on fold, this is what we normally do. We fold our fabric and then cut on fold. But for these skirts, you're going to be folding your fabric in bias form, just like this. So this is how you fold in bias, and you could see this stretch on the middle. You fold in bias and then you place your pattern on fold on the bias. So this is how you place the pattern. And then for this particular pattern, the pattern already has seam allowance on the side seam, so you just need to add allowance on the waistline in order to join the band, and also add your hemming allowance. And here's my skirt cut out in full scale. The sewing part of this tutorial is the most exciting and the most easiest part. So I just place my skirt right side facing each other. I am pinning the seams together. I'll take it to my sewing machine, sew the seams with 0.5 of an inch seam allowance, and then I'll overlock the seams together. I am using a 1-inch elastic band for the waist, so I'll cut enough to fit around my waist with an extra inch to sew the bands together, and I'll be sewing using a zigzag stitch. I'll sew a couple of times just to make sure I secure the band really well, and then I'll mark the band and sew it together with the skirt using an overlocker. Now I'll fold the band in half, mark, and also fold it in quarter and mark the 4 point. Then I will notch the center front and the center back of my skirt. I'll pin it together with the band, and then I'll overlock them together. As you can see, as I overlock, I'm also pulling the band to make sure the fabric circulates evenly. Once I'm done with this step, I will secure the band inside the skirt with a very fine stitch on the seam line, and I'll move over to hemming the skirt. Now what I normally do whenever I'm working with satin is I fold the hem once, sew around, then trim off the excess fabric on the edges and fold it over again. This step is very easy. My hair did cover most of the part of the video, but it's very easy to do. And this is it for the skirt. I hope this video has been helpful. If so, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, like, let me know your thoughts on the comment section, and mostly do not forget to subscribe if you haven't done that. I'll finish up and show you a couple of video of how I styled the skirts wearing different top. I'll see you next time on my next video. Bye.